Hello, welcome, one and all, to the beginning of our week-long celebrating the new year with the Geharr incident. I will be GMing all of these. I am Jack, and we begin with our first session being phase one of the operation, playing the player. I have with me these people who will now introduce their characters, starting with Brandon.
I am playing Shorebecca. He is a Wookiee hired gun, favoring auto fire and missiles, and he has fun with the jetpack.
Yes, Dan.
I'll be playing Aiden. He's a Corellian pilot, and he's a bit of a jack of all trades, but definitely a focus on piloting.
JB.
We're playing Alro Hikach. She's a Zexto outlaw tech slicer, just all around computer and mechanics girl.
All right, Leslie.
Can't say my character's name. I'll be playing Hark. He's the medic, and he's an ex-soldier who doesn't want to try to kill anybody anymore.
Next up is Nick.
I'm going to be playing Savak, a former pirate who has dedicated his life to killing Imperials at any cost.
And finally, we have Tommy.
Hi, I'm playing Ragesh Vai. He is a former ISB agent, but now an agent of the broker.
All right, and to start us off, all of our characters are in, the Altar Mountain Safe House, our headquarters, our cell, working under the shadowy broker. Anyone like to flavor what they're doing in the safe house at this time?
Sure. Ragesh is talking to NWM3, just going over some black market contacts, actually, that he overheard while he was embedded with the Pirate Queen's court.
Interesting. Anyone else?
Savak is drinking
Heavily?
heavily. Pirate Requiem brew.
Yeah. Shorebecca is probably taking inventory of the armory. He usually spends most of his time on Wayride at the Wookiee colony, but he has certain duties to the broker.
I guess Hark, but he's has some expertise in back in the back to tank, so he may be looking over that and just seeing where he can add help to that with the Driscoll.
Alro's like playing like space Tetris on the computer.
And Aiden's probably looking over, any kind of cargo that came in recently, or stuff that needs to go out, anything like that. Supplies.
All right, and let's say, actually, Rogesh would notice this. As you're talking to N1M3, all of a sudden the droid just chirps up and beeps.
Oh, by the way, sorry, I need to step away. I just remembered I left something on the stove. Be right back.
All right.
He notices it, and then also acts on it.
I'll go ahead and take his distraction and roll resources before I forget. Oh, and we actually do end up triggering obligation, and it's a group obligation. So as I was saying right before we recorded, everyone is going to have to take their strain thresholds down by 2, and specifically the obligation triggered is...
Wrath of Killjoy.
Ooh. The broker's agents thwarted Killjoy's kidnapping of Jeppo Sr., and the droid is mad. Ooh, this is going to be an interesting one. I think I might be able to work it in.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
So we had Wrath of Killjoy triggered for obligation.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
And
He thinks he might be able to work it in.
Nice.
And it looks like the roll soared over duty. So everyone take their strength thresholds down by 2. And back to what I was saying earlier, after N1 just suddenly chirps, the droid looks at you and says, collect as many agents as you can find and meet me in the, meeting room? Is it called anything specific?
Not that I know of. But by the way, there is a Killjoy obligation card if you want to use that.
No, I think I can involve it, but I don't think I'll be able to use something like a card with it.
Oh, what I mean though is that it's not as extensive as the agent cards. It just has very specific. This is what This is mechanically what happens when Killjoy is an obligation trigger.
Oh, where would I pull that up then?
It's in the same. It's in the same file, the hero card file.
All right. Quickly
I'll
try.
find the link for you.
All right, that would be most appreciated. While he's doing that, we can say Rogesh pulled all of you together, and when you arrive at the meeting room, you find two holograms already waiting for you. One is very much familiar. It is the broker in his typical hazy, cloaked form, with his identity very obscured. And the next one is a very clear image of a Bothan, who appears quite uniformed, and you can definitely tell she's Alliance military. Very official in her capacity. She nods to each of the agents as you come in. But the broker begins, and he says, "Agents, I have been contacted by our allies in SpecOps, and they have arranged for us to turn our efforts towards..." Sorry, I just saw that. "Turn our efforts to ending the crisis on Ord Gimmel." And the holograms of the broker and the Bothan, as you can tell, her name is Attaché Liama, move aside, and a large hologram of a planet appears center in the holotank. And the Bothan begins to speak, gesturing towards the planet. "As you may or may not know, Ord Gimmel is a trading hub in the western reaches, centered among several industrial planets, and it serves as a functionary in the industrial capacities. The planet's gravity is lighter than most habitable worlds, and as such it has an advantage when conducting industrial labor. As such, it is a vital resource in the area and would be quite the jewel in... I'm sorry, not the jewel, I misspoke. It would be quite the... Man, what's the word? I just had it right here. Quite the resource to have at any force's disposal, be it the Empire, the Alliance, or any regional power. Originally, it was governed by a Queen Nahana. However, after she left to go on a diplomatic tour of the area, her ship and her royal guard disappeared. Since then, for the past 2 years, the planet has been in political turmoil, as the current and most apparent heir to the throne is too young to take the place, and as such, several other factions have arisen, putting their own contenders to the throne. Originally, the rebellion was able to develop a cell on the planet in the form of local resistance forces. However, we have come to believe that that cell has been compromised by a double agent. So we require a new option, and that is why we come to you.
Rebecca sort of snorts and looks over at Ragesh when she mentions double agent.
Yeah, Ragesh just kind of gives him this look like, yeah, what? What about it?
At this point, that ship has sailed.
Anyway, we require the brokers this cell to move in force onto Ord Gimmel and set up a new cell that is free of any imperial entanglements. And then you will work to not only free the cell we have based on the planet from any compromising agents, but you will also assist in finally ending this crisis and hopefully bringing Ord Gimmel into the Alliance fold. She nods at the agents as she signals the end of her briefing. We will conduct this operation... I'm sorry, she hasn't finished yet. We will conduct this operation in several phases. Phase 1, of course, is setting up a base for you to operate on Ord Gimmel independently. You will not be able to use your sun flare, as I believe it has built up its own reputation within the Alliance ranks and may be recognized by the Rebel Cell, and thus the Empire will know of your presence there. So, you will need to travel to Ord Gimmel through commercial transportation. However, given its status as a trading hub, this will not be difficult. The more difficult part is finding a secure base of operations from you to operate from while we conduct further phases of this operation. However, we believe we'll be able to kill two birds with one stone, as a notable provocateur that the Alliance has employed in the past has gone rogue, and not only will we need her to be eliminated, but we believe she is operating out of a base that will suit our needs. Now, she stands back, nods, and asks, any questions?
Just make sure, do you think there's any connection with the suspected double agent and this provocateur?
She shakes her head. This provocateur was not brought into our operations on Ord Gimmel. She should be unaware that there is an actual rebel cell operating on the planet.
And sorry if you did mention this, but I may have missed it. But do you have any specific suspects?
We have a few, and I'm currently working with a internal division of SpecOps to try and ferret out a more tangible lead. But for the moment, you should just assume that the entire rebel cell may have turned traitor and not talk to them and not contact them until we have formed a more concrete solution to the problem.
That's serious. Okay.
Any recommendations on the commercial into what that won't be looking into our baggage?
You would probably be able to find a tramp freighter quite easily that will smuggle you, for lack of a better term, on world. As, like I said, it is a trading hub. There are several starports, and while the planet is in the grips of a more political crisis that could lead to actually, I wouldn't be surprised if it has led to an underground civil war. And with that, the Bothan just strokes her chin a bit as she's beginning to ponder that thought. But you shouldn't have any problem finding a transport that will get you to the planet without any customs agents. However, you may still be bound by more local ordinances as to what you may carry openly.
Oh. So, just out of character, are we talking about danger rating? Or just more like loosely, but still semi sort of thing?
Your main theater of operations is going to be Ord Gimmel's capital, Geharr, and it is basically the coronet of this planet and probably most of the area. So it is quite a large city with a lot of varying regions and a pretty solid underworld. Mm-hmm. So while a Wookiee carrying a rocket launcher probably would get a danger rating, most of your normal armaments will probably go unnoticed unless you walked into a building that would probably ban you.
So keep the rocket launcher in the bag. Okay.
Yes, probably shouldn't pull it out unless you feel like you really need it for a single occasion.
Well, if we're going to be operating out of this base for some time, we should probably bring as much as we can supply-wise.
Yeah, Ragesh turns to Shorbeka and says, how heavy is this rocket launcher or missile tube?
If I'm holding it or if you're holding it?
I mean, just its total encumbrance, because I could try to create some hidden compartments.
Yeah. Gosh, it's. I have to have Shorbeka not carry. It's regularly encumbrance 7.
Oh goodness, never mind.
Yeah.
Way above what I can. Okay, never mind.
When Shorbeka holds it, it's encumbrance 4.
We can make it 2 encumbrance smaller if you like. Just chop off the front and back ends.
You're not touching my missile tube.
The attaché does pipe up. You, in establishing this base, you will be our advanced team. However, once you are able to establish a base, we will be able to smuggle in most of your equipment quite easily. So, as long as you're fine with, and this I guess is sort of out of character, as long as you're fine with not bringing certain weapons in this mission, you will have access to them in later missions.
Okay.
But what if we need a missile tube this time?
That is, you're going to have to work that out much yourself, because that will be an issue.
Yeah, I think that for us getting in there, this is Ragesh in character, because I like that missile tube. It has come very in handy plenty of times, but just in character, Ragesh is just going to shake his head and say that at least with us establishing a beachhead, we need to be really careful on any notice that just we don't want to be noticed. So
Okay. Shrebeka grumbles of course, in Shriwook, which Ragesh can probably understand fully. He just says, "Whatever you say, Captain."
I give him a little salute, straight out of Captain Compnor.
Savok takes another long drink. It's going to be a long, long mission.
Aiden's going to go over to Savok. Do you have any more of that?
Your physiology can't handle it, trust me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so I'm thinking one thing that we might be able to do just as a cover story is, why don't we make ourselves look like smugglers? Just a smuggling group that not so much, oh gosh, we've got tons of illegal spice, but make ourselves look kind of like ne'er-do-wells, just because who's going to expect us to, because that does make us noticeable, but in a different sort of way.
Well, Aiden's already got the look down, so...
Yeah. I mean, smugglers would have enforcers like Shrebeka and Savok,
Yeah.
so...
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that works as a cover story, definitely.
And let's think of something that is illegal, but not so illegal that'll really get us in trouble. So maybe, like, I don't know, Nenarian route.
And so we actually want to buy some Nemerian root, like, on the planet, or once, like, bring it with us? I don't...
I say we'd be there buying, because...
Yeah, because
then we'd have to actually
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll charter a ship then, I guess, to handle that, or...
Maybe we run a ship, but we say that it's ours.
Okay.
Liama nods and says, I believe we can arrange some of that to help you with that cover somewhat. And I actually believe that is not a bad idea, as your target is mostly dealing with more disreputable people. She switches out the hologram of Ord Gimmel with a human woman, but her face seems to be obscured. This is what we know about the provocateur. Her name is Tasca Mystigar. She's a human female of undeterminable age who changes her face quite often. As such, you can see our profile is not complete on her. She is known to have quite extravagant tastes and manipulates those, usually of a disenfranchised class, to work for her. She's a bit of a rabble-rouser, which is why we've used her in the past. She has quite the gift for stirring up the crowds, and we believe she's currently on Ord Gimmel, exploiting the crisis to her own ends. However, we don't know if her neutral allegiance will stand, especially as the Empire grows more and more interested in the planet.
So do you have any theories on why she became a turncoat?
Well, to be perfectly clear, she was never an Alliance operative to begin with. We simply used her from time to time when we needed assistance in playing Hearts and Minds campaigns.
Hired help. Basically.
Yes, basically. She was never given too much. She was never given too much Alliance intel to be an intelligence threat, but put her in front of a crowd and she could turn them any which way, against us or for us. That is why we do not believe she is a good element to have on the planet while we are conducting this operation.
So in terms of neutralizing her, what do you actually mean by that?
She goes silent for a moment. If you are wondering if you can employ lethal or non-lethal tactics, I give you carte blanche on that end. However, SpecOps does not want her to simply leave Ord Gimmel and become a threat later on. If you could find a way without killing her to make her quit the game entirely, we would have no objection.
Would you be open to, I don't know if this is necessarily a possibility with her, but would we be would you be open to us recruiting her wholesale?
The Alliance has tried previously to recruit her, and to be blunt about it, we simply cannot afford her.
Fair enough.
Oh, okay.
Savak says maybe we can find a way to lower her price.
Perhaps.
I mean, do you
However,
want us to avoid contacting her at all costs until we neutralize her, or are we authorized to make our presence known? Well, not obviously. We won't tell her that we're rebels, but
any notice you might give her ahead of time might be time she uses to either go into hiding while staying in a sore spot for us in this crisis, or time for her to go to another party and seek their aid, possibly
All right.
against us.
I hear what you're saying. Silence her forever.
All right. If you have no further questions, I can help you find a transport that you will be able to use as cover on your way to the planet. There are several in the supply corps that may be able to loan you a freighter.
Great.
Sounds good.
Alright, so, a few hours pass, and you do get a call back from Liana. She has arranged, as she promised, a transport to Ord Gimmel. It does, it arrives at a location you were able to give it, and you board. The flight itself is mostly uneventful because Ord Gimmel sits in the nexus of several hyperlanes, so not long after you actually arrive at the planet itself, and as the freighter nears Geharr, you see that it quite does resemble, once it gets into the atmosphere and you see Geharr before you, it feels a lot like Coronet, a very large city kind of mixed in with an industrial complex. But you do notice a lot of the rounder elements. I wish I could have had an actual picture of it. A lot of the rounder elements you notice in Core World's architecture is gone. It is very straight-edged, ziggurat-like buildings stacked on top of one another, stretching quite high, but it certainly feels like it has a more harsher bent than cities like Coronet or Coruscant.
So I'm
In
curious. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I'm wondering, like, on the trip there, or maybe right beforehand, if Ragesh can take a look and see if he can purchase a cultural guideline, tourist guide, pamphlet, whatever, basically the cultural manual that you can buy for different places. Is there one available for Gimmel?
Yeah, I guess something akin to a gazetteer for Ord Gimmel is probably quite easy to get, so I'd say probably just a easy, it's a legitimate item, negotiation check to try and order one off the HoloNet.
Okay.
Also, your mic's starting to buzz out again.
Oh, okay. Thank you. How about now?
Yep, yeah, sounds good.
All right. I'm actually going to buy a new headset. This is nuts that it keeps doing that.
What are you doing? Just messing around with it for a second every time that happens?
Oh, yeah. I literally just move it up and down.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. What was the difficulty average you said?
Just actually easy.
Easy. Okay. All right. So.
Oh, wait, but before you roll, I'll try and get the destiny flowing and just upgrade that.
Okay, great. If I can get some unskilled assistance from somebody.
Sure, Aiden will provide.
Great, thank you.
All right, yeah. You not only find a perfect gazetteer for the planet that offers the same bonuses as that item I know you're speaking of because I remember reading about it, but you also get a news story that flashes across your screen as you're searching for it. And it talks about how a offshoot of the Dion Liberation Front, or the DLF. Also, I have no idea how to pronounce this, but it's in the book. It's either Daon or Dion. I'm going to go with Dion, but if you say Daon, I'm not going to fault you for it. An offshoot of the Daon, the Liberation Front, has started riots in the lower city of Geharr for the past week, and security is having trouble rounding them in. You see that a proclamation under the Crown Regent Sulfan has ordered that the Royal Guard be dispatched to the lower city to try and quell the rioting.
Can we get a knowledge check of some sort to figure out what's what?
Do you want to do that while you're still traveling, or would you want to do that while you're on the ground?
I would like to do maybe a preliminary sort of check, but then on the ground I would switch to more of a streetwise thing to find out more information if that's possible.
Okay, then since your searching on the ship is going to be limited by public HoloNet information, I'm going to make that an education check, and I think where do you have any specific focus, or would you just like to learn more about the general conflict?
Yeah, just to learn more about the general conflict, at least what the official news is about it.
All right, that's probably not that hard. I'm going to say an average education check.
Okay. Hey, Hark, what is your intelligence?
I'm sitting at 5.
Oh, wow. Then you should probably make that check just on your own. I'll give you one skilled assistance.
Okay, that was average.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ragesh, what am I looking for again?
We're looking up more information, official information on the Daon Liberation Front. Nice.
I'm pulling up this. Maybe this will help you.
All right. The Daon Liberation Front is led by a quite young native to Ord Gimmel, Daon, by the name of, was it Salina? Salina. She is quite the upstart. She has no background. It is believed she came from the lower city on Geharr, but that just seems to be a rumor. And I'll say for that to advantage, it is believed that rebel elements have taken root within the resistance, if not fostered it from the beginning. Yes, I'm sorry. I'll have this be a free advantage. The Daon are humanoids, but because they have spent such a long time on Ord Gimmel, a planet with lighter than normal gravity, they have lengthened limbs. You would notice if you saw one that all of their joints seem to be a lot longer than on a normal human, and most have taken on a yellowish hue on their skin. So they're basically a bit taller and lankier humans with yellow skin.
Gotcha.
All right. Anyone else wants to do something before you arrive in Geharr? I'll take that as a no. All right. So you initially see the city as I explained it before, but since you informed Liama of your cover before you left, she has arranged for the freighter to take you more directly into the problem area, which suits you fine because it seems like what you're looking for is in the lower city. So the ship takes a crevice in the upper levels of the city and rides it all the way down to what appears to be a small spaceport in the lower sections. And you notice that the lower sections are, as you probably would expect, more run down. A lot of makeshift tools seem to keep this place running more than the cleaner levels above. And it has a much more industrial sense to it. And in fact, if none of you want to do something before disembarking, once you get off the ship, you all suddenly feel lighter. Not by much, but you can definitely feel it. The more agile among you could probably feel like jumping, and you would notice you'd probably gain 2 feet more than you usually would. So a special thing about Ord Gimmel, like I said, is it's lighter than usual gravity. So any brawn checks minus resilience checks will gain a boost. Also, coordination checks will gain a boost due to this lighter gravity.
Oh, I was just about to ask if it's counted as low gravity, like in the book. Okay.
Yeah.
Shrek is a monster over here.
Are there any penalties?
Nope, no penalties. At least as the book is willing to tell me.
It's not so much lighter that it's harder to get around. It's just easier to do anything.
Yeah.
This is what has allowed Ord Gimmel to become such an industrial hub. Is it's able to manufacture equipment on the surface that most planets would have to spend a lot of money for orbital platforms to build.
Oh, interesting.
And that's also why the Dion are so much different than normal humans, is that they've had to adapt to this, or rather just have adapted to it.
What are the demographics of this world in terms of baseline humans and Dion?
It is actually, Daons are in the slight minority, 42%, while other galactic species make up 58%. A good minority within that majority are Celestins. Source Sub has set up a very large complex in Geharr.
Okay.
However, it does appear that Daons retain a plurality of the species on the planet, even if total they are in the minority.
Okay.
All right. So you have gotten hints that an offshoot of the Daon Liberation Front has been stirring trouble, and you know that the person you're looking for is Provocateur. Where would you like to go next?
I'd like to. Well, Ragush is going to put out some feelers for Nanarium route, but in the course of this snooping around, he wants to strike up some conversations with the locals and just say, "Hey, I've heard that there's been some trouble. What's going on? I hope this doesn't hurt, anyone's bottom line when it comes to sales." Blah blah blah. Just making small talk, but trying to get information that way
All right.
from unofficial sources.
Because you are using something abstract as an inn, I'll let that have a boost, but it is going to be a streetwise check, which I'll upgrade once, just to keep the destiny flowing. And I'll say, talking about the resistance group, you notice you haven't offended anyone, but every time you talk about them, you can definitely tell people are uncomfortable, so this is going to be a hard streetwise check.
Okay. And
Aiden would offer skilled assistance, but I think you beat him outright.
I've got 3 ranks and 5 characteristic.
Yep. Okay. So, boosted is, I guess, for me.
Awesome. Was that Destiny for this check?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And also, too, before I make the roll, just to get some more context on what's going on here, you had mentioned that this is an offshoot of the Daon Liberation Front. So the Daon Liberation Front is more known for being peaceful, or?
I'll tell you, depending on the results of your roll.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. All right, so I've got 2 purple, 1 red. Anything else?
And your boost, because you're not directly talking about it and drawing suspicion to yourself. You're going in as a smuggler. So
and +1 for me.
Got it. Okay.
Help you bury the lead a bit. Okay. First, the advantage. You learn that the Daon Liberation Front don't usually go for general rioting tactics, but they're not exactly peaceful. What they seem to favor are targeted strikes against other factions in the competition for the throne, namely the Imperial presence already on the planet, along with other interests, that being the criminal element, and some what appears to be overtures from the Caesarian League are also on the planet, and they've all been targeted by the Daon Liberation Front. However, the problem is the Liberation Front is not very precise in their strikes, and they are known to cause a lot of collateral damage in their attacks. So while they don't do widespread rioting that is completely indiscriminate, whenever they seem to be attacking something, people do duck and cover.
Okay.
For your successes, you learn that this offshoot of the Daon Liberation Front, calling themselves the Gimmel Freedom Brigade. Oh, man. There. Have only grown out of the Liberation Front recently, and even the Liberation Front does not seem to condone their tactics. They don't seem to have put forth any leader to their mission. They just pop up in places, start proselytizing, for lack of a better term, and suddenly people gather around them and start rioting. It's actually quite surprising. It seems whoever keeps speaking in front of these crowds is quite gifted orally, but some people say she shows up in holograms, or the people that start talking seem just very well coached. It seems like whatever's going on here, people do believe there's an outside element guiding this Freedom Brigade, but they can't really tell you where their leader is.
Is there do we find out any information on Solana, or Salana, however you pronounce it, connected to this GFB?
They say that Solana herself has condemned the Freedom Brigade's tactics, telling them that they can't free a planet that they've burned half to the ground.
Okay.
You didn't. Yeah, not enough. But you do know that she seems to be with the Liberation Front in condemning the Freedom Brigade's tactics. So they do seem to be a complete break-off. Let's see here. And you also, as you're talking, you find yourself, as most smugglers do, in a cantina. And after a person you've been trying to make a deal with has slipped you some information about the Freedom Brigade and slinked off, you notice a Twi'lek dancer approaching you, her hips gyrating and her eyes seemingly looking at you with some purpose. Oh, and if you're going to have to scroll down because there is a picture of her at the bottom.
I think she's looking at me, Savak says.
Very loudly, apparently.
She stands in front of your table, continuing to do a little side dancing, but she's looking at you. And you didn't get any skilled assistance on this roll, right?
Oh no, I did. No, I got unskilled assistance from Aiden.
Okay. Yeah, I say that's enough. She looks at you, Rogesh, and Aiden, and she, says in kind of a airy voice, "What's a girl gotta do around here to get a drink?"
Oh, let's see. I'm trying to think of the tactics that I want to use here.
It's tactical even when buying women drinks.
Actually, what's your cool?
Mine is... I have to double check here. 3 yellows, 1 green.
Aiden's is 2 and 1.
3 yellows, 1 green. Okay, I'll just use the best one here. She is going to do a check against that cool. Would you like to upgrade her difficulty?
Yeah, sure.
All right. I'll flip that twice to represent your upgrade and my upgrade. Okay. Rogesh is you don't feel any sort of infatuation or momentary attraction, but you feel like she has something more to say than just trying to shake you down for a drink. But you do feel like you do feel like the drink's going to be the opener here.
Okay. I just say, sure, bring us your finest Chandrillan Blue 439.
The bar owner's eyes perk up as he hears your order, but he nods and goes into the back room. And soon he comes out with a full bottle and a quite large tab of...
Aiden's going to raise an eyebrow at Ragesh. Like, really?
It looks like that
much?
bottle is going to cost you about 500 credits.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
All right. But he takes the credits and leaves the bottle, and the lady pours herself a drink, and she nods at you and says, "Ah, finally, someone who knows how to treat a lady. I'm Trana." And she extends a hand for you to shake.
All right. I extend my hand and say, Abhijit Raj, Narian Root Trader.
She nods and says, "Ah, but you seem to be interested more than an Aryan route, eh?"
Yeah, well, jack of all trades.
"Perhaps we can do a little tit for tat beyond the drinks here, buddy." And she winks at you and says, "I'm known around these parts as the Data Dancer."
Aiden is going to raise the other eyebrow at that.
So to say, people find enlightenment in your lap dances.
That's a tagline I've heard once or twice. Perhaps we can skip the lap dance and get down to real business.
Sure, I'm all ears. Or ear
I'll
cones.
I'll watch it, buddy. I'll keep the transaction simple. Question and answer for question and answer. Actually, sorry, got that reversed. I'll answer one of your questions if you answer one of my questions, and we can keep that going until one of us doesn't feel like talking anymore. Square?
Square.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Question 1. Are you really smugglers?
Of course not.
Oh, well, it's good to get the easy stuff out of the way first. Anyway, your question?
So, of the various factions on this planet, who are you aligned with?
I'm not aligned with anyone. I'm just, the local info chant, selling secrets here and there, keeping my little business afloat. I don't care who wins this exchange of hats, so long as I can keep dancing and the secrets keep flowing. Alright, now my question. She twirls her glass a bit as she looks in it, trying to apparently to avoid her reflection by constantly disturbing the liquid. What is your interest in the Liberation Front all about?
We're always in it for a good deal of credits, and we like to do good while we're at it.
Alright, that sounds... You'd call that a deception check, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Alright. Going to be against 3 red and a purple, because I'm flipping.
3 and a purple. I will flip back. And maybe I can get some assistance from somebody?
Sure.
We'll add something,
Yeah, I'm thinking of something to add. Unless someone else has something, but they're not actually over there. Huh?
Do you think Savak drooling over her would be enough to add a boost?
I mean, if you think is it a lie?
No.
And we're we like to leave wherever we go better than we found it.
And
never
I'll
turn
even
down
add, you could call us freedom fighters. We like to free credits.
She snickers at that, at least.
Oops.
Uh-oh.
She raises an eyebrow and says, I'll let you keep that a secret, but it looks like my next answer is going to cost you more than just your answer. Then she brings out her hand and seems to be gesturing for credits. I think 250 will be enough.
Aiden will hand it over.
And she pockets it into her thong.
She's practiced.
So Savak's drool intensifies.
All right, we'll keep this going. Your question?
I look to the rest of you guys. What do you guys want to ask her?
I mean, so we know the provocateur has some sort of base, right?
Mhm.
I guess any rumors about a base utilized by someone. I don't know how to make that more general.
Would you like to leave it at that, or would you want to try?
Actually,
and define it?
I'm thinking of something. That's a good idea. That actually just made me think of something, though. I'm just gonna ask her right out and just say, so, you definitely seem like the provocative sort, but would you call yourself a provocateur? And I'm being very pointed in what I'm saying, so I just want to see if this is kind of. I want to do a discipline check, or maybe the group can do a discipline check on her answer to that. Because who knows? What if she's the provocateur?
All right, fair enough. Let's see. What would she say? And that's going to be your dice.
I forget what she's supposed to be, a Twi'lek?
Yeah, it's a Twi'lek. She's in that outfit. In fact, she might even be sitting like that at your booth.
No, I meant, sorry, the description of the provocateur that we got.
Oh no, it's you got a human female who just changes her face. You have not-
Oh, right,
Yeah,
right.
that's what
forgot
I was
about
trying
that
to
detail.
get. Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
Maybe instead of insinuating that it's her, maybe insinuating that she
Well,
may-
we can always use that as a lead-in to see if she knows anything about the provocateur.
Yeah. So I'll change the question just a little bit and just say, blah blah blah, provocative. But do you like to hang out with provocateurs? Or do you enjoy the company of provocateurs?
She pursed her eyebrow that my company is usually people who frequent these cantinas around here, and I've never seen a sort like that. However, I hear if one was to go to the Twithbeska, you might find someone a bit louder than me.
Could you type that out?
Yeah, the problem is it's Huttese, so.
What does it mean?
She rolls her eyes and just says Cloud 9.
Oh gosh.
Oh, Huts.
Okay.
Let's see, it was tit for tat. Who asked the first question? It was her, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Okay, so for now we're even. Would you want to ask one more question to see if she would ask one more? Or would you want it there at that?
Actually, yeah, I do want to. Oh gosh, I just had it in my head. Oh, I know. I just want to ask her. How did you know about us?
All right. Well, she'll answer that, but I just want to know if she would ask one more question. So her question is going to be, before she'll answer that one, is what is your interest in the provocative type?
I'll say bring it over to our side. I'm lying again.
Okay? So it's gonna be the same roll, but without the purple. It's just gonna be 3 red. I won't flip this time.
Holy
my.
shit. Okay.
How-
So she suddenly gives us her life story, and
No, she is. She nods at that answer, satisfied with it, and this is going to help you in your answer to her. I mean, her answer to you. How she knows about you. She says, a woman came in here not long before you arrived. Black hair. Was quite the fan of some audacious fashion I haven't seen before. And she was telling me that others interested in the Freedom Brigade would come about, saying they were smugglers, but they really weren't. And she told me to at least see what you were all on about, and paying me a good fee up front. And she tipped the glass towards you and saying, enough to buy plenty of these.
Okay.
would this be the same woman that will be at the Tubeska?
She didn't give me a name, though I don't think she was the provocative type.
So how much would it be to keep your silence on this if she came strolling by again?
Would you want me to keep my silence, or perhaps even tell you that she came by again?
Both.
Well, I liked your face, pretty boy, so I'll do the latter for free, I'm sorry, I do the former for free, but the latter will cost you something. How about, I have to keep those double triumphs in mind. Another bottle of Chandrillan Blue, and I'll call it even.
Done. So
All
mark off another 500. Boop.
Alright, and you can now consider Trana the Data Dancer a contact on Ord Gimmel.
Awesome.
Nice. Good job.
Okay,
For a double triumph, yeah.
yes, you have been alerted that I'm just going to call it the Biska. I don't even want to try and pronounce that first word anymore. You've been told that the Biska is a casino where you might find the more provocative type, and given your relations with the Data Dancer, you can assume that she's pointing you in the right direction.
Okay. Awesome.
That's good. Shall we?
Let's get going.
Before we leave, I want to ask her one more question.
Oh boy.
Through the drool, the bubbles kind of sound out the word. Do you have a boyfriend?
I only have a boyfriend as long as they can afford me.
Sure, Becca gets up to leave and shoulder checks Savak as he's letting out.
Aiden will also pull him by, I guess, the neck of the collar of his shirt or whatever he's wearing, and just come on.
And as he's being dragged out, Savak shouts, "No, guys, it was for real. Trust me."
Come on.
True love at last.
All right. So, are you going to go to the casino? In fact, actually, I'll go ahead and move on to the next one. You notice that the Biska is actually a floating casino. Actually, that shouldn't be starting yet since you're not on it yet. There we go.
Looks
It
remarkably
is
like
a, it is a floating casino that paces over a more flatter portion of Geharr, run by Pashra the Hutt. And that's about it, all you know from the outside.
Okay.
It does appear to be quite large, and it probably not only has a casino, but a hotel and several other facilities that a hut would want to cater to.
Can we do a knowledge check to know what clan we're dealing with here?
Oh, sure. I would say, since you're probably still in the lower city, you'll get a boost for being in the right place, but looking around, it would either be a hard underworld or streetwise. And I'll upgrade either one, but you can only do one.
All right. My streetwise is 3 yellow, 2 green.
Aiden will give some unskilled assistance on it.
But Hark, do you have
Oh, yeah.
underworld?
No.
All right.
He's kind of fresh, you know. He's just off the battlefield, you know, just retiring, coming back. So
I will upgrade that. Getting unskilled assistance from Aiden, and you said hard, and it's upgraded once, correct?
Yes.
All right. Wow.
Ooh.
However, I think that I might have.
A street rise reroll.
Boop, 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 boop. No, I do not. Oh well, embrace failure. So, I don't know, but all those advantages.
Yes, you don't know which Decidic,
Khajiitic.
Okay, Khajiitic he's a part of, but you do know that, well, you also know just from galactic geography that, I guess that's a bit redundant since Geo's in there, whatever, that Ord Gimmel is actually quite separated from Hutt space in the mid-rim and is actually a bit closer to the galactic north. That caused... I can't even pronounce
Cosmography.
it. Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Oh my
Cosmog?
Cosmography.
Close
Okay.
We'll
So
get
that
there.
aside, you do know that this is actually quite separated from Hutt space in general. And second of all, you do know, and that's not even considering any of your advantages, you do know that the word around the street is Pashra had quite the sour bout with one of the ruling Kijiks of Hutt space. And in fact, that's why he's all the way out here, separated from most Hutt politics. In fact, for that many advantages, I'll say, yep, you know it's Basadi.
Oh, we know it's
So,
Basadi.
No,
So
no,
we-
you don't know he's a part of Basadi. You know the clan the Kejik he went against that caused him to get out here was Basadi.
Okay. You know what? I want to get a personal audience with Pasha the Hutt. I'm going to
Uh,
kick around that Ardos disc. Might as well start using it.
all right. So you pull up to the front gate on a speeder and just flash the disc to whatever guards you see, because there are definitely a few
Yeah,
spots.
because, and also too, I'm going to mention this to the rest of the group. We're the Ardos champions of Minalad the Hut, and so Minalad has had to scrape and bow to the ancient clans like crazy. So Pasha the Hut might be very amenable to talking to people like us.
All right. You've flash. It seems like the second you pull up, they see the Wookiee, heavily armed, or at least armored.
Yeah,
Uh,
armored with a heavy blaster rifle. Yeah. He's
okay,
not
yeah.
gonna
So,
get
so it
that.
looks like they're trying to approach you to disarm you before you enter, but the second you flash that, they step away, and they tell you to just wait here for a few moments, and then they go off, and it looks like they talk on some comm links, and then after about 30 minutes, you notice a Sakian emerge from the casino and enter the hangar. And he goes towards Rogesh and nods, and he says, "I am Otto Balon, Ashra's the current operator of this establishment. I see you wish to conduct business."
Yes, absolutely. But directly with Pasha the Hut.
Otto grimaces a bit as he looks towards the casino, and he wrings his hands together a bit, and he says, "I apologize, but Pasha is currently not here. He is conducting business elsewhere on Geharr. Would you like to wait until he returns?"
What's the ETA?
Oh, Pasha does like to take his time when he's conducting his business in the city. I honestly do not know.
Well,
Discipline
as
check
a...
maybe on him.
Oh, go ahead.
Discipline check on him.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Who is he rolling against?
Not me.
I mean, Shrebecca is just going to be 2 purples and a red, so
Anyone else beat that difficulty?
Nope.
Aiden is not a very disciplined man. So
Savak, being a former pirate, lacks any sort of discipline whatsoever.
Shrebecca has definitely had to train his over the time of being an agent of the broker.
Can we actually skilled assistance with discipline?
Mm,
does it make sense for an opposed roll?
Well, yeah, he's talking to Rogesh, but the entire group can hear, so I think they're kind of. I'll allow it.
Okay.
'Cause he is
I've got
basically
2
running
ranks in
all
it.
Shrebecca has 3 ranks, but only 1 willpower.
Oh, got it. Okay. Yeah, you would strictly be
Oh,
better.
Aiden has 2 willpower, if that helps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess make that 2 red and a purple as we're all listening together.
All right, let me just make sure. Okay, so he does get that. All right.
Nice.
He is actually telling the truth about Pasha not being here. However, he appears to be lying about when he thinks Pasha will be back.
There's a little growl from Shrebecca. It's not a very it isn't really Shriwook, but I think Rogesh has been with the team long enough to understand that he recognizes something's out of place here.
Yeah. So I'm going to say to Otto, listen, I understand that you're the major domo here and you are trying to look out for Pasha's best interests, but I can tell you right now, he will be very disappointed with you if we don't speak with him personally. And yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Coercion.
Yeah, I agree. That is going to be. Wow, he actually doesn't have. What do you know? So that is actually going to be 2 purple. Actually, no, it's going to be 1 purple, 2 red, because I'm going to flip. And you'll get. Actually, I'll say you get not only a boost, but a free upgrade because you have seen through his lie.
Okay. By the way, someone remind me, what was my check earlier? What was that?
That was your streetwise check.
Oh,
So
okay. I'm like,
his
what
allegiance.
did I roll there? Okay. It sounds like coercion guy needs to step up, and I can assist you.
Oh,
Savak.
is that me? I do only have two. I have two yellow. So is that the highest? Yeah, no. When I made that coercion check, it was just a super lucky check.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, then maybe knowing that, can I retcon a little bit and be more charming?
I think it's a bit late for that. He's already given you the difficulty.
Oh, yeah, he has. Okay. What's the difficulty again?
1 purple, 2 red.
Let's see.
But you do have an upgrade and a boost.
An upgrade and a boost. And is the artist just not doing anything in terms of, because that would normally give 2 boosts. And we're also now the artist champions. Like, I mean, Minilad is a big deal.
That I'm considering that for I'll let the 2 boost apply for this. Yeah, especially because you're speaking with that kind of authority.
So that'd be 2 boosts or 3 total.
Yeah, 3 boosts total because you've seen through his lie along with the upgrade.
Okay. So you've got 2 ranks in it, right, Savak?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell you what, why don't we do this? I'm starting to talk, but then you can kind of come over and we'll have you do the roll. But then I'll give you skilled assistance with that. Or unskilled assistance. So it's
Okay.
going to be 2 yellow, 3 blue, 1 purple, 2 red. And let's flip it. We've got the destiny.
Well, the upgrade should add a green to that, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so
So that ends up being 3 yellow with the upgrade, with the flip.
That's what it sounds like.
awesome.
All right.
But you'll need to say something to seal the
Right.
deal there.
Right.
That's a lot of flipping there, Tommy.
Yeah, it's for some reason sometimes it doesn't take until I do that.
So Savak kind of he kind of gets as big as he can get. Gets right in the guy's face. He's, you know who we are? We're Hutball champions. Frog dogs. Frog dogs. I'm gonna throw you like I threw that Hutball. Take us to Pashra now.
Just for that, I'm going to put on another boost.
Yay!
So it's going to be
Everyone-
4 boosts now.
Everyone saw that game.
No.
Oh,
Wow. Do you have a? And I'm guessing you don't have a coercion reroll.
Wait.
Do you? Ooh.
Wait. Wait.
Does he want me to
Wait.
wait or not? I'm not entirely sure.
It's unclear. I think he might be stuck in a loop.
Definitely. Stop it. Oh, dude. It's generator. I'm not scrolling. Wait. I swear I had one. Or was I maybe thinking about getting into a different tree? Yeah.
Does anyone have karma points? I mean, it is within range.
Man.
None from me.
I think Shorebecca had one.
Oh yeah, but it would need to be one of the 2 of us that were involved with that check.
Hold on. Was Shorebecca part of the Hutball game?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
I'll since he linked it to Hutball, I'll in this specific circumstance
I'll point at him. I'll say, you know what this is? This is the MVP. MVP.
Okay, so karma point, go. Are we saying yes to this?
Yeah. I mean, if you've got one, go
Is
for
it a karma point or is it just another boost that he's throwing on there? He kind of made it sound like it might have been.
Oh yeah. Are you saying that we can use a karma point? You're saying that it's just an extra boost.
Well, I'm letting you use a karma point in the effect.
Got
that
it.
you
Okay,
use it
that's what
after
I
the
thought.
roll.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow!
Okay, so that's a threat too.
MVP.
So
Otto looks at his data pad, and it looks like he's looking at the time, and he puts it away and just gestures towards the inside the casino, and he says, "Come with me."
Awesome.
He waves off the guards.
It's a good thing you put it away because I was gonna smack it.
All right. So now you're going through the casino and you're hearing the several games and now these countless aisles play and some interesting, actually light music. You'd be surprised this is played at a hut establishment, piped over the speakers. And you're actually taken to this large pod over here. If I can, nope, not that one. This one, there.
Where
And
is
it
over
looks-
here?
If you, at the top picture that's showing the whole floating casino, it's that giant pod on the left side. Once he actually takes you to it, it looks like a large portion of it is actually a giant dock for what looks like a sail barge. And in fact, you can see a very large sail barge coming over from behind the bend of one of these large skyscrapers and coming into dock. And on the deck, you see, like the statue made you think, Pashra, who does not look happy at all.
Statue to scale.
Actually, no. He is quite corpulent, but not, silhouette 3. So, he's definitely your average hut. Well, he does look like he keeps his weight up more than usual. And as it docks, he slithers onto the deck and looks at actually Rogesh and quite. And we'll turn off the casino background since I guess you're outside. And he looks at Rogesh and just growls, What do you want?
So I throw up my hands and I bow very ostentatiously and say, Pashra the Hut, we, the servants of Minalad of Vermalik, request an audience with you.
Vermalik. He leans back as it looks like some of his attendant droids are moving some of the cushions on the sail barge behind him. He leans on them. He strokes what could be several chins. That was a good game of hut ball. All right. Come inside. And he gestures back into what looks like the main complex. Again, the attendant droids pick up the cushions and seem to rush after him. And now you move into what looks like an actual appropriate throne room with cushions already on the chair. And as Pashra gets comfortable, he gestures towards you and says, Now, what warranted this audience?
So, we are concerned. I'm just going to lay it out here, guys, but I mean, you can stop me if you think like, oh, don't say too much. But this is Ragesh in character would say. We know that certain situations on Ord Gimmel may threaten the bottom line. So perhaps our interests do align because we need to take a certain provocateur out of the equation. She's bad for business.
Pashra goes back to stroking one of his chins, and he says, You're after Mastigar?
I nod.
I knew that witch was nothing but trouble, but she can quite weave a nice web with some fancy words and credits. I let her take the basement stock, and then he nods at Otto. He says, She paid up for the last 3 months? And Otto nods. I already have deposited them into the account, my lord. And he looks back at you, and he nods. Good. Then I might still make some profit out of this yet.
Sorry, I missed that first part. What did she pay him for?
He said something about renting the basement stock, and that's all Rogesh was able to hear. And it looks like she's paid up for 3 months on that, whatever it may be.
Oh, okay.
The past 3 months or the next 3?
Next 3. That's why he seems to be very happy, as he could be. He nods and he says, That woman has already given me what I wanted out of her. Feel free to do what you want with her. I'll have Otto give you the key.
Oh, thank you, oh bounteous hut.
Just be sure to... Just be sure to give me a call if you ever feel like playing hotball again. rakes in such viewing profits when I'm able to show a game.
Oh, that sounds great. Actually, and before we go, though, I just want to say thank you so much for this boon. And I'm assuming that we're getting coordinates or something from Otto, too?
Oh, yeah. Otto comes forth and he has a key card. He actually taps his foot on the ground. He says, Tasca's been using the what's the word? Smuggling port Pashra installed in this casino for her private use.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Great. I want to say, I mean, obviously, is she here now?
Otto shrugs. We don't keep tabs on paid up renters until the rent comes due. Then we know where to find them.
Got it. I want to do this because now that we know where she's at, Ragesh is probably going to want to hurry a bit, but he's going to ask Pashra if they can have another chat a little bit later, because he wants to see what Pashra thinks about all of the different factions and whatnot. So can I exchange information with Pashra?
Pashra will nod and just waves you over to Otto, who seems to take your number if you offer it.
Okay.
And he'll do the same.
I say if he ever needs a chucker for a HUD ball, I'm always ready to play.
Pashra nods as he claps his hands together. Quite a throw at that 11th hour.
Yes. All right. Brandon, did you say something though?
No, I was just commenting on the situation. So this appears to be the secret base that she's been operating out of, then?
It appears so. Would you want to get more information about it out of Otto or Pashra?
Yes.
All right. Otto, yeah, especially with that artist, just comes clean and says that when the casino was first built, Pashra wanted to run a small smuggling business off the side and wanted to create what basically was a small apartment/hangar complex in the built-in part of the repulsor lift network that kept the casino floating. It is actually quite unnoticeable, as its main outlet is through the same hangar that most traffic to and from the casino goes through. However, it is tucked away in the maintenance area, and so it is built for a few shuttles, nothing Silhouette 4 size, but more like Silhouette 2 and maybe a Silhouette 3 ship to go in and out of, and also all the amenities of basically a small mercenary camp with barracks, a lounge, whatnot.
So my eyes go wide and I just say, well, how would you say if, since it's already paid up, how would you like some new tenants?
Oh, there needs to be a cancellation fee, restocking fee, and Pashra seems to go up the list. I'm sure we can work something out, though.
Absolutely.
The bottom line's what we're here for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then with the key card that we found, would Alro be able to, lock down the area, basically?
If you're asking if he can keep anyone from leaving through any of the other exits, he nods.
Okay.
And if you were asking Alro anything, JB is not here right now. So
Oh, sorry, I thought you were asking Otto, not Alro.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was a question of whether it would be something that Alro would be able to do, or we just can do it since we now have the card.
Yes. It doesn't give it. It lets you in through the interior entrance that's in the casino, but you can also tap manual controls.
I ask Otto, are there any humans that are in Pashra's employ that Tasca often interacts with?
Well, she keeps a contingent of the people she first converted when she got, and he says converted with a bit of disdain, when she got here. the upper echelons of the Freedom Brigade, and he says that with air quotes, usually keep stock there as they communicate with the other people they have down in the lower city.
Oh, I meant more anyone who is actually works with Pashra about my build that is familiar with her. In other words, I just want to see if there's someone that Ragesh can disguise himself as in case she's there.
Pashra shakes his head. She's been working with nothing but Daons.
Ah, okay.
Bang bang.
Alro, are you back?
If you're speaking, you're muted.
Alro, we need you.
He did say back in the chat.
Oh yeah, sorry. What's up?
Oh, yeah. So we've got a key card, and we know where she's at. And well, what was the last thing you heard?
What was what?
What was the last thing you heard?
It must have been like a couple of minutes ago. I know we got the key card, and I didn't know you were talking to them for more information. He was setting up a smuggling ring.
Oh yeah, you can lock. Alro can lock this place down and keep her from escaping if she's inside.
With the key card?
Mhm.
Okay. Is that something we want to do right now?
Sure. Well, I guess I'm assuming we have to be a little bit closer to this point, but
Yeah, I think it's time to raid.
yep. How many people does she usually? Oh, he doesn't keep that many tabs on her. Doesn't really keep tabs. Never mind.
Well, we might be able to, if we use the key card to lock down the place, we might be able to use it to also check their systems. Maybe we can, video or
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, do you have access to video feeds within that area? I mean, it is Pashra's place.
Yeah, Otto nods, and he says, that's kept in our private security. And Otto looks at Pashra to see if he should actually let you in there to see. Pashra seems to be hesitant to let you into his security
I'm giving Pashra a really big smile and just saying, Pashra, surely you understand all the toil that Minalad of Vermalik had to go through. And as someone from a clan that is not a clan of the ancients to smash Clan Jarama, he understands your pain. We understand your pain.
Alright, that's going to be a charm check, I assume you're trying to do. Alright, that's going to be 3 red, 2 purple. But you will have 2 boosts because of the Ardos disc, and yeah, I'll give you another 2 boosts because you are scratching his back there.
Okay. All right, so I will use Congenial to downgrade that. Let me see how many times I can do that. Just once, but still. So I will take some strain. I will downgrade that. All right, so we're looking at 3 purple, 2 red, and I'm going to flip a destiny point here. And can I get some unskilled assistance from somebody?
I think you flipped the wrong way.
Oh, gosh. I'm so used to... My bad.
On the other side of the table. Quote unquote. Yep. Yeah, Aiden can unskilled assist.
Oh, I was waiting for you to say something.
Oh, yeah, he'll... Yeah, I'm really bad at just coming up with these on the spot. So Aiden will say to Pashra, it's a kiss. Surely you understand, the same toil we go through here, as he said.
All right. So before Aiden, I had 4 boosts.
Yeah, so now you have 5.
Nice. Okay. Oh, I'm scared. Yes.
Hey.
Oh, you
Nice.
crushed it. Wow. Those boosts
All right.
were very kind to you.
They were pretty much all advantage, actually.
Yeah.
Pashra nods and he gestures to, well, it looks like he's just gesturing out the wall, but you can assume he's gesturing towards the security facility. He's like, give them a full sweep of basement, but and he that many advantage. If you would you allow that to be put towards more friendly relations with Pashra?
Sure, if you think that's a good way.
Yeah, it's just hard to give you. It's like you see more footage, but no, yeah, he seems to appreciate the fact that you're hitting him with the right angle, pitching
Okay.
Minalod as a self-made hut who he at least aspires to be. But he gestures to Otto and then to the security center, give them a full sweep of the basement and then send them on their way. And Otto nods as he gestures for you to follow him again.
Thank you, oh great one.
All right, so
Give him a little bow.
Pashra nods as you leave, and several attendant droids seem to, go the opposite way of you as you leave, carrying very large trays of food, and you can hear Pashra grunt happily. All right, so he takes you to the security hub, and you notice all of these images already on the. Actually, now since you have a full sweep of the area, I can just reveal all of it.
Nice.
You can tell that the nice exterior of the casino quickly gives way to the more cramped spaces that you would expect of a maintenance area, giving way to ductwork and small cramped spaces probably meant just for droids and maybe the tiny Draw or Celestin engineer. But it suddenly comes to a large pocket that opens up, and you see what looks like, as Otto described, kind of a military barracks. Several bunks on one side, a hollow table on another, and what looks like a mess and lounge cramped into one single space. Certainly it doesn't look like a comfortable place, but it does look like a nice covert place to be conducting operations. And you also notice what looks to be 10 Deons, all lounging about the barracks. They all appear to be armed and talking to one another about something. The audio feed doesn't seem to be cutting in. And then you see in the lounge area Tasca Mystigar in what looks like this current attire. She doesn't appear to be quite happy, as a couple of Deons with her seem to be trying to put up what look like very elaborate tapestries over the gray walls. And she's just waving her hand left and right, but again, you can't tell what she's saying.
Gosh, I am. I'm trying to think how to approach this, because part of me thinks that, yes, this is a great base of operations, but at the same time, it'd be really great if we could ally ourselves with her in some shape or form. But the attaché did say that they want her out of commission, correct?
Mostly because they can't afford her.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
As Alro said, we could potentially find a way to lower her price, whatever that may be.
remember that the data dancer somehow knew of our presence. Not very many people should know of our presence already.
That's true. Yeah.
So,
Oh, I
sorry.
mean, are you saying that you suspect the attaché is actually?
If not her, then someone connected to her.
No, not the first time we've been double crossed. So.
Right.
Especially recently.
How about this? We get in there, we get her, and then, before we take her out of commission, we ask her to find her side of the story. How about that?
Everyone roll an average vigilance check.
Uh-oh.
Whoops, I did it the other way. I'm not going to touch it. Never mind.
Oh man. Okay.
So, perception can't be used for this?
Nope, just vigilance. This is something specific that you can't really pursue.
I'm kind of surprised that I succeeded at that.
Is this like the memory vigilance check, or?
It is, actually.
Yeah,
You know,
Rebecca has a great memory.
Very few of us are vigilant.
Yeah, Rebecca's is all ranks. That's the one willpower for Wookiees coming in.
Okay, Rogesh, Aiden, and Shobeka all remember upon that suggestion that the data dancer did describe a dark-haired woman. Tasca, as you can see through the security footage, does not seem to resemble that description.
Okay.
So there is someone else at work here that
The dark-haired woman she described, did she say it was human? I don't remember.
I don't either. I guess I need to roll.
She did. Black hair, human.
Yeah, she said she was human. She also said she had a scar, right? Or
Okay,
grizzled.
she didn't say she had a scar, but she said she was dressed in some sort of fashion that the dancer didn't
Yeah,
recognize.
she said it's like a high fashion kind of thing or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
Yeah, not this.
No.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say shock and awe. Since we have footage, we can lock down the area as well.
Yeah.
Sure, Becca can just jetpack right in and tackle her basically.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Gun to the face
cover
while
yours.
everyone rushes. Go ahead.
In the footage, can we see if the Daons are they like wearing uniform, or do they seem more like mercenary type?
Neither. They seem to be wearing something closer to a civilian attire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Rebecca isn't too thrilled about having to shoot these people, but so if we can take her out early,
Are we?
get to her as soon as possible, and just have a gun to her
Do
face.
Do the Daons look like they're in like kind of their own little sectioned off area that we can lock that part down?
No, it's kind of an open concept by the looks of it. You would actually have to pass right by the barracks in order to get to the lounge where she is.
Stealthy times, maybe.
Aiden is moderately okay at stealth.
From the entrance to from the entrance to the whole base area to where she is about medium range. Just to give you a bit of extra information with that planning.
How about this, guys? I can go in as an employee of Pashra and say that I'll start line and just say Tasca's payment bounced. What is going on here? And I'll try to distract them while you guys go past. I guess, maybe.
Do you want me to stay with you, though?
It seems small enough that us being there at all would be pretty difficult to get around, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't
Should we
know.
just go in and just bust some kneecaps and just not kill them?
Hmm.
Rebecca can never guarantee that because he doesn't have a weapon.
What happened to your stun pulse cannon?
Oh yeah, there's that. But
Could you also punch them?
the stun pulse cannon versus Calcheat, the heavy blaster rifle. He's much more accustomed to Calcheat.
All right.
He does have the stun pulse cannon though. But,
Oh, he does. Oh, okay.
yeah. Rebecca, in terms of weapons, Rebecca has the ability to carry quite a few because of the some of the heavy talents. So
Got it.
And also
walking
being a
arsenal.
freaking Wookiee.
yeah, being a Wookiee doesn't hurt either.
So yeah, why don't we do that? We take these guys out. She's locked in. She can't get out with all. Well, we'll see if Oliver can lock her down. But
Do we want to sneak up to the first couple, or just go straight in, guns blazing, or
sneak up to the first couple.
stuns blazing? I guess.
So Rebecca takes the stun pulse cannon out of his pack and juggles with it a bit. It's like, this thing's so inaccurate. Roar.
All right, Aiden will take out both his blasters and put him on stun, and be ready to do what he's got to do.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess now it's up to Alro. Lock this thing down.
All right. Otto will see you all arming up, and he's like, just don't damage anything important.
We're actually going for stun. Don't worry.
Okay, to shut everything down, you're in the security hub. Geez, that would probably just be an average check. Maybe even easy. Yeah, in fact, I'll just make it easy.
Oh,
Make sure you
smash it, Alro.
just don't accidentally hit the firewall.
Just don't literally smash it.
Easy is 1 purple.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, and actually, don't roll yet. I want to turn it into a red.
Okay.
Put a little danger.
Oh wow!
Ooh,
Ugh.
hey, danger indeed.
Do you have a reroll?
You have
I think I do. Give me a second.
And also, don't you have some down? Well, I guess you can't use them now, but just for future reference, you don't have any downgrade talents.
They remove setbacks. They don't downgrade.
Are you sure? Because there are some in computers that do both.
She has code breaker, defensive slicing. Like none of those apply to this.
Got it.
I do have a reroll, and I have skilled slicer, but that doesn't apply to this. So, yeah, just a reroll.
Well, wait a minute. Skilled Slicer does what?
Lets me like spend a triumph to get
Oh,
more
yeah,
information. I think.
Got it.
What about
Oh, this-
Master Slicer to remove the difficulty?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you can't eliminate the difficulty. You can only make it a minimum of 1.
Yeah, but I don't have it anyways. So.
Got it.
Some talents let you bring it down to simple, I think. I don't know if that's one of them. But
Okay, well, do we really want to do that to get rid of the despair? I feel pretty confident that we can get rid of the despair and still get a success.
Yeah.
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 So reroll, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't want alarms going off, basically.
Another despair. Bring it. Bring it. Oh, wait. Did you... Can you change the dice pool for the reroll?
No, I think you have to keep the same dice pool.
Yeah.
Is he flipping to use the talent, or I'm not sure.
I don't
Yeah,
think...
you have to flip to. Don't
You
you?
have to flip to use... I don't think you have to flip
Oh,
to
wait,
use
that's
Magical
right.
Programmer.
Sorry. Yeah.
What's it called? I'll check real quick to make sure.
No, you
I
don't.
No, you don't. I have the book open. I just misread it.
It's just one of the naturals.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, so much.
Okay, so instead of klaxons blaring and putting everyone on alert, I'm going to say the opposite happens. You receive a notification that all exits are put on keycard code, and you've even rearranged the code to the same. You basically made it so it's impossible for them to get out, and they are actually none the wiser.
Yes.
Double triumph. I'm even going to say that it looks like half of the Daons that were in the barracks looked like they were actually getting ready to sleep.
Oh,
And
wait a minute. Yeah, that wasn't the same dice pool.
Yeah. No, that's I rolled one extra before by accident, but I'll re-roll the red.
Wait. Yeah, so just roll the red by itself then.
Where was the boost from before?
That's just her tool. So.
Oh, so you need to add that too.
Yeah, it has
Yeah.
to be the exact same roll.
All
Okay.
right, still, yeah.
Yeah. Phew.
So we have an extra advantage now, I guess. Oh wait, no, we don't.
No,
I
it's
canceled it out right there.
it's actually 3 failure. It's actually 3 successes now and double triumph.
Mhm.
So yes, no one they're completely unaware that they've been sealed in, and that actually looks like most of the Daons in the barracks are going to sleep.
Nice.
So if nothing else, you'll catch them by super surprise.
Those fools trying to sleep.
Actually, speaking of which, I have Dioxis gas.
Hey, if you want, what does it do?
Strain. Just roll in a canister and just put him extra to sleep.
Yeah, go for it.
We need to be in though, right?
Well, I think he said it arranged it so that like it's just keycard only access, so we have the keycard and we can get in easy enough.
Mhm.
Let's do it.
All right. If no one has any objections, you just move on into the lower area. None of the droids already working seem to pay you any mind, and you get to what appears to be the front door to the basement, as Pasha seems to call it.
Okay.
Like I said before, all you need to do is swipe the key card, and the door should open. And you actually see there is a window in the back, and it looks like no one's noticed you.
Okay. I guess maybe we should just try to sneak by then, and
Sneak by
Or-
who?
Well, are you doing the gas or?
well, yeah, I wasn't sure. Do you guys want me to do that? And then
How
we'll
does
just
the
take
gas
these.
work? Does it
It adds more strain to them, but I'm just trying to flavor it that it just, if they're starting to go to sleep, that they'll be more vulnerable to this.
All right.
If the GM is amenable.
Oh yeah, go open the door and roll it in if you want.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, yeah. I will open the door and roll in the Dioxis gas.
Would that affect everyone in the room, or just like a small amount of them, or what?
It should affect everyone in the room.
Wait, what's the range on that?
It is. We're gonna have to look at the long description if someone can grab that, because I know that it says something about it persists in an
Do you
enclosed
know what book
space.
it's in?
It
It
is
should be
in Lords of Nalhada.
Nalhada.
Oh, I've got Lords of Nalhada right here.
Well, the good news is you're making great time.
Awesome. Okay. Dioxis gas. So, it doesn't really give a range. It just says the gas lingers in the air for up to 3 rounds unless dissipated by high winds. No high winds here.
I
And a
mean, so
single.
is it poison gas grenade?
Yeah.
Short range.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so that'd be enough to fill up the barracks. So once you roll it in, the gas hisses, and it does look like anyone. You know what? I'm still going to make you. You can just roll it in, but to determine the effects outside of that range, I'm going to want you to roll.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll the ranged light for the grenade. Since you're just rolling it in, and make it just 1 purple.
It'd be short anyway, so that's all it would be.
Yeah.
All right. Here goes.
Okay. That many advantage, I'd say it looks like Tasca is. Oh, in fact, you're probably close enough to hear her. She's like, "No, put it over there." Oh my God, it's still covering those hideous crates, but that panel is completely open. Oh my God, I just thought one. You can't make one trip to the market and get more than just one tapestry. Oh my God, I know it's not your fault. I'm just and it seems like she's really dressing down the 2 Dayon she's talking to over there, and no one seems to have noticed that half the complex is filled up with the gas, and it put a lot of people to sleep. So you're still undetected, and now it looks like you've put out the 10 Dayons that were in the barracks.
Okay. We wait just a moment for the gas to dissipate, and then we go through.
Rogesh, Aiden, and Shorebecca each roll me a force die.
Oops.
Yeah, try and
Didn't even know that was possible.
I'm gonna say on the second round of non-structured time, it looks like Tasca is looking around, wondering why it's suddenly gotten so quiet. So she is going to try and roll a perception check to see if she can either detect the gas or the people waiting on the other side of the door. So who has the best stealth?
Probably Regresh, but Aiden's probably not far behind.
Yeah.
Rebecca just has a raw 5 agility.
Aiden has that as well. Yeah.
I've got 1 rank and 3 grains, but I can actually lower that, or I can upgrade that, or I can lower the difficulty with Master of Shadows.
Okay, so it sounds like it'd be probably a lot better for you to roll against it instead of her rolling against you.
Yeah.
So the difficulty for the stealth is going to be 1 red, 4 purple, and that's because I'm flipping.
1 red, 4 purple. Oof. Okay. I will flip back. Whoops. It's doing that
Sounds
crazy
like she's
thing.
particularly cunning.
Yeah. And so using Master of Shadows, suffering 2 strain to decrease the difficulty by 1. So 3 purple, 1 red, and I have. Oh, I did it the wrong way again. Sorry, guys.
You've been doing that all night.
Oh, I apologize to them. It's my destiny of stealing.
And okay, so gosh, this is gonna be pretty close. 2 green, 2 yellow, 3 purple, 1 red. Any other adjustments that you guys can think of before I roll this?
I mean, this is just your stealth check, right?
Mhm.
I mean, short of one of us making a distraction, which would probably be the opposite of helpful in this case.
Right.
Yeah,
I'll just do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh.
Threat, though.
2 threat. I'm going to say she doesn't notice. Okay, well, that's a success. She doesn't notice that the attack has already begun, but for the 2 threat, I'm going to say that as the gas dissipates, one of the Dayon she was talking to, hanging up the tapestry, goes back into the barracks, and it doesn't look like he's going to sleep, but it looks like he's just, like, hanging out there.
Okay, so I mean, he's moved away from her, right?
Yeah, there's still one other Dayon over by her, but now the second one has moved into the barracks and now stands between you and her.
Are we still?
He's in short
detected
range,
something?
right?
Yes.
Can I try to shoot him with a poison dart?
A poison dart.
Yeah, if he's in range, it's perfectly fine.
All right, so here goes. I will. This seems pretty important, guys. I want to shut him up. So
Yeah,
no,
that's probably.
I don't want to eat up all that. Do you guys want me to flip the destiny or not?
It's up to you.
Oh, he does have adversary 1, so upgrade that once.
All right. Upgrade that once. I am aiming, and okay.
You stealthy types.
Would it be acceptable to say Savak is ready to jump on him if he misses, just in case?
Yeah, you can already yourselves do your own thing. You just have to take into account he's still at short range. All right,
It works.
but that doesn't matter. So
He has to do a daunting resilience check.
all right.
What poison was that loaded with?
Record venom.
All right, he fails.
Yes.
Does that immediately knock him out, or does he just take strain damage?
He's staggered.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say for flavor's sake, then he's so drowsy, he's just completely out of it. Like he's crumpled down next to the bed. It looks like he's not.
Yeah, just for some more flavor, I just walk right up to him. He's probably staring at me, and I just put him in a sleeper hold and just say, "Shh, it'll be okay."
Even better. Yeah.
Okay, so we're inside now, right?
Yeah.
I guess we're coming in. So
She still hasn't noticed you. She's still talking to the Daon.
Surprise attack! Let's do it.
Let's do it.
okay, yeah, Rebecca, like you can hear the jetpack warming up and the stun pulse rifle, right there.
I mean, the whole thing is medium range, you said, right, Jack?
Yep.
So you could probably just hit with the stun rifle from here.
Yeah, let me
that's
see.
no fun.
Yeah, the stun pulse cannon. Yeah, it can do medium actually.
Can it do medium with the stun? I mean, I guess it's only
Yeah,
stun.
actually, it's a specialty like stun weapon. So yeah, so it's auto fire at medium. I wasn't responsible for building it, so
Yeah, that was actually Peter's.
yeah.
Creation. It's one of those
Are
rare-
you shooting it at her and the other Daon?
I wanted to be more dramatic, but
We'll do the day on
take
first and then her.
Well, if you're auto firing, you have to take into account the highest.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it is kind of cinematic with Rebecca just flying in there and grabbing her. So it's up to you, Brandon.
Yeah, I mean, I was. So, do you want to do the grab or just the flying in and shooting? I mean, I kind of want to make sure she can't talk to anyone. So, like, just restraining her is probably what we want to do.
Sure, you grab her and we'll take care of the Dion.
I got the Dion. Trust me, guys.
Don't hurt him.
I
He's just a poor
will.
little lanky humanoid.
So basically, just use your fists.
Yeah, I'm not using my reek blades. That'd be a little bit too much.
All right. For the piloting check to pretty much ram into Tasca, is there any set difficulty to that piloting check?
Usually the piloting check is just average to do any maneuvers with it, is what we've been rolling. You can make that harder. I was thinking it would be like a piloting check to slam into her and then like an athletics check to hold her. You can add setbacks to the piloting for, the fact that maybe the corridors are a little narrow, but it seems like this kind of a...
That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to have it, for this maneuver, I'm going to have it be the same average, but I'm going to have it 3 setback because the corridors are pretty cramped.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be like a brawl check for?
This is basically to get over to her.
What I'm talking about for the holding of her, though. Like, wouldn't that be brawl, or no?
Holding people's athletics, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not really trying to damage her with it.
True.
That's the difference. Okay, so let me make sure I've got this right on the piloting. That's a lot of setbacks.
Aiden can remove him if you can do skilled assistance, if that makes any sense at all.
Unless you're holding up.
Rebecca, I mean, this would be one of those moments, because I know Rebecca would probably say no. I run over and I jab you with a syringe.
Oh, gosh.
So I am trying to boost your agility.
Okay, then.
You'll thank me later.
Enjoy the strain.
Can you do that twice?
Oh, yeah, I wish.
So that's a no. I mean, because I can. I mean, Hart can do the same thing. So can it be done twice? This is kind of a.
Oh no, you can all no.
They can only be
And
under
he's
the
already at
infected.
5 anyway, so even if there was a dispute, we can only raise it to 6. So, but yeah, you know what? Tell you what. I mean, yeah, go for it, Hart. You've got better medical stuff than I do.
I
Oh,
think
okay.
Rebecca would probably appreciate it more from Hark than Ragesh, anyways.
Oh wow.
Wow.
What is it? That's a.
Rebecca is just not happy with you, huh?
Nope.
Once an Imperial, always an Imperial.
Oh, cool.
Aiden's just gonna speak. He's like, I'm no fan of the Empire, but there should be a point where he's kind of proven himself. I think.
This is my super duper stem right here. There you go.
Okay. Sounds good. And we're off. No, we're not.
What?
Okay.
You don't have a piloting reroll?
Oh no. Why would I have a pilot?
Yeah, why would he? He's not a pilot.
I'm gonna run in after him.
Just checking.
Okay,
All
so what's the effect there?
I'm gonna say you launch, and then your arm clips a bedstand and knocks it over. So you have
Is that
to.
the advantage?
I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it. This is going to be a very large event. You tip it over, causing the two still unconscious Daons to fall out because they're still intoxicated, basically. And you land about short range from both the exit and from Tasca. For the advantage, Tasca and the Daon notice you, but they also notice that you're a heavily armored and armed Wookiee, and there appear to be several people behind you, and all of their reinforcements are unconscious, so they appear to be quite bulked. You also notice that they don't appear to be armed either. So now you have been noticed, but you also still appear to have quite the advantage against them.
Can I try to tackle Tasca?
You will have to make 2 maneuvers.
I'm okay with that. I'll take the strain.
Would I be able to stem him too?
I don't know at this point.
I mean,
Yeah, well, time is quickly moving fast, so
Yeah.
if you stem him, he won't have time to tackle her before she can respond.
I got it. Don't worry, I got it. What kind of difficulty is that going to be?
Let's see. She's surprised, so I'll definitely give you a boost. What is? I guess it'd be athletics versus athletics at that point. Average check. Oh, in fact, you have another boost just because of the low gravity.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
yeah, every kind of brawn-related
it's a
check.
brawn check.
So average is wait, that's 2 purple, right?
Yep.
Okay, that it?
Actually, since she would be fighting you off, would she get like a setback applied because of like low gravity, or is that just looking too far into it?
That's it. I don't think so.
I mean, it can't hurt.
Yeah,
It's not the- it's-
Yeah.
Wait, if it's an athletics versus an athletics check, then yeah, I would get a setback die because she gets a boost because of low gravity.
Yeah. So you get 2 boosts because of the surprise and low gravity, and also a setback because she can fight you with the low gravity. But it's still
Okay.
just going to be an average check. I'll flip 2. So 1 purple, 1 red, 1
You
black.
monster.
I know. I'm so horrible. I'm so bad.
All right. Is that everything? I think so.
Oh my. Okay.
That's like a
So,
whole right
and Savoxa Weequay?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so this Weequay, after this Wookiee has suddenly barged into the room, runs into Tasca and pins her to the ground. The other Daon looks like he's just surrendering. His hands are up, and Tasca, completely caught off guard, is like, who the hell are you?
Your worst nightmare.
I'm the Hutball champion.
I'm Batman.
They still play Hutball?
What?
They still play Hutball?
Is that some kind of joke?
No, so that was the first match that was played in a very long time.
Well, anyway, like I said, you now have all the Daons incapacitated or surrendered, and Tasca's quite well in hand, literally. So, what would you like to do now?
I'm going to say to her, and this is me doing bad cop to help someone else with their role. Well, actually, yeah. Before I do something, what sort of social check do you guys want to have on her that is helped by my good cop or bad cop?
I don't know.
I
I
mean,
like
before
her.
we
She's
start
got
doing any
spunk.
checks, we need to make sure she doesn't have any comms on her or anything.
That's a
so-
good point. Yeah.
Uh,
Scanner for
all,
comms.
all she had on her was her data pad, which was actually knocked out of her hand when Savak rammed into her.
Well,
Oh, yeah, what can I
if
use to
Rebecca,
try 'em?
kind of embarrassed, will pick up the data pad and give it to Alra.
Hark is going to see if he can find something to tie up all the rest of the people who are asleep.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Uh,
Aiden will be holding the surrendered one at gunpoint until.
it doesn't look like there are any binders in here, so you have to improvise. What would you like to try and improvise with to bind them?
Does anyone have
sheets.
synthrope?
I'd like to use myself as binders.
Well, you can only bind one person at a time, and there's still 12 of
No,
you,
seriously,
so-
just rip their bed
Oh.
sheets into shreds and use those. They don't look very strong, so
I mean,
The dance.
if they have any rope, can use that. Wires or like Ragesh said, that just anything that we could use for.
Yeah, given the fact this is a maintenance area, you probably have plenty of spare wires. So yeah, I'd let them use that. You use that.
So actually, instead of going the deception route, I'm going to try to be the good cop here, and I'm going to go over to her and just say, "You have made a lot of very powerful people disappointed. However, we don't want to just take you out of commission without hearing your side of what's going on. And so, start talking." So, charm check.
All right. Let's see. You're definitely going to get an upgrade due to her completely caught off guard. In fact, I'll also give you 2 boosts since I still need to turn all these advantages into that triumph into something. So an upgrade, 2 boosts to your charm check against her. She's actually still pretty resistant though. How many ranks? 1 purple, 4 red.
Okay, 1 purple, 4 red. Alright, so I will use Congenial on that. So 2 purple, 3 red. I will upgrade. Yay, right direction this time. Unskilled boost from anybody.
I'm
And
gonna pop.
definitely one from Savak.
Well,
Thanks, Savak is by default giving you one.
Got it. Okay. So here goes.
Oh man, the dice are so in your favor. Where's the dice roller that was with us in Mask of the Pirate Queen? Come on.
That one was a cruel mistress.
Okay. Anyway, so what was Rogesh telling her? I kind of.
Oh, I just said you've made a lot of. You've made some powerful people very unhappy with you, and we were supposed to just take you out of commission. However, we want to hear your side of the events.
She wriggles a bit in Savak's grasp, completely ineffectually, and she says, "What can I say? A girl like me has tastes." And these Dions they were begging for someone to whisper sweet nothings in their ear. Their planet's on the brink of tearing itself apart. What do you got against a woman just trying to get ahead in life?
Oh, that's all it was? Wow.
Trying to get ahead at the expense of pretty much this whole planet?
I wasn't treating them bad. I was just telling them what they wanted to hear. That the strength of the common deacon, Daon, and you can notice she has a bit of a, not a mocking tone, but she's a bit dismissive of what she herself is saying, of how the common Daon needs to stand up and fight against this monarchical system if they're ever going to claim the riches of their industry. And I was just, I was just the mouthpiece for that. I told them what they wanted, and heck, they were making their own progress.
How much do they pay you?
Well, it's not so much they paid me as that I, told them here and there that, that fabrics fabricator complex over there was crushing them with low wages, and that jeweler over there used blood jewels from whatever world, I can't remember. And when they shook them down, I just happened to pick up whatever was lying around.
Okay.
I can see why they thought she was too expensive.
I'm looking to the rest of you guys. How do you want to proceed with this? Because,
Ask
well,
her if she knows about the dark-haired woman.
Dark-haired woman. Dark-haired woman.
The stupid clothes.
No, they certainly weren't stupid. Heck, I wish I had a gown like hers. Boy, would I be living the life if I did.
So you have seen her.
Oh, shit. You got her with the fashion. Okay, I'll say because she gave up the ghost there, you have boosts, but she is going to need to be pushed to tell you more. This will be easier. It's only going to be 3 red die. But you will have 2 boosts because she's already given you the fact that she knows something. But you can choose whatever skill you want to use against that.
so the difficulty is 3 red, you said?
Yes.
All right. I think I actually might want to go deception with this. So I'm trying to think what I can say here. Let's see.
She sounds like she would respond well to negotiation as well if we had some.
Yeah, I unfortunately don't have really good negotiation.
It's
Maybe
okay.
you can offer her a job. Whether you want that to be deception or not for the bro.
Actually, no.
Yeah.
I guess that would be.
That wouldn't really be deception because the Republic did have interest in hiring her. They just couldn't.
Yeah,
afford
we
it.
do. I can.
Yeah.
I can
I
see
mean,
that.
are we interested in hiring her at this point? It doesn't. I don't think so.
It's true.
I kind of
No,
like
actually,
her.
I kind of am. So I'll go with a charm check. We'll see. So I do say that. I just say, well, even though our superiors may not be exactly in line with this plan, but maybe we can work together and no one has to die here.
So, well,
Can I give
that
him an
check was for asking questions about the black-haired woman, so you're now going to just getting her as an ally?
Well, I mean, she's
yeah.
our ally. She probably gives the information.
Yeah.
Well, we can always follow the black-haired woman thread first because that seems more like a direct follow-on from the conversation.
True.
I don't
Sorry.
know.
Sure. I mean, I'll just say, I mean, look, we haven't killed you, so why don't you do us a favor?
All right. With that, I'll give you another boost. So now 3 boosts total.
All right, so 3 boosts total, and then unskilled assistance from.
Can I stand here?
I would say, I mean, in a situation like this where we're talking, that
In like the middle of a conversation.
yeah, that just wouldn't work. I mean, mechanically sure, but narratively, I would say, but I'll pass on that. But thank you. So wait, I want to upgrade this. I want to make sure of this. So charm upgrade, 3 boosts. Someone add in something for an unskilled assistance.
I kind of not tighten them like I'm twisting her wrist, but I say it would be a shame to kill such a smart lady.
Well, it's more of a coercion thing. I need assistance with her charm.
Maybe you can ease up a little, but still let her know. Like like instead of threatening a little bit, just maybe just ease off as kind of like like an olive branch,
Yeah. Instead of holding both her wrists, I just hold her hand.
Okay. All right, so it's just 3 red, and I will use congenial. Gosh, I'm racking up the strain here. I gotta remember to mark that down. 1 second here. All right.
All right. She sighed. She said, "The woman called me. Oh, what was it? I need my data pad, but it was a couple of days ago. She was asking some questions if I'd talked to anyone who might know anything about that queen who disappeared a while ago."
What's this woman's name? Did she give you any name?
Didn't give me a name, just gave me a number. It's all on my data pad.
Which I assume Auro has been hacking in the meantime.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Like she.
Daunting computers check if you want to say you were hacking it before she gave up that information.
Do it.
A what check?
Daunting. I'm also going to flip, so 3 purple, 1 red.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, you find that there is a chat history between Tesca and a woman going by the code. Well, actually, I guess it's more of a username, Blackbird. And Blackbird seems to be asking several questions about Queen Nahana, the previous monarch whose disappearance caused this succession crisis. She's asking questions on if Tasca's new Freedom Brigade has been talking about any rumors regarding the Queen. Tasca appears to be responding in the negative in the chat log.
Okay. And yeah, so now I'll switch over to the whole thing. Well, how would you like to work with us?
Last time I checked, actually, you haven't given your affiliation yet. So it's last time I checked, the people who wanted my specific skills couldn't afford me.
What's your wife? What's your wife? What's your life worth?
Oh, gosh.
I'm not being coercion. I'm literally just asking her this.
A lot more than this. She gestures around to the basement.
I agree, and I look into her eyes as I continue to hold her hand.
Oh gosh.
Savak is seriously treading into creepy territory.
Right? So, well, what was a figure? Give us a figure.
Now let's see here. Pick a number between 1 and 10.
6.
6 billion credits.
Really? Is that what she seriously says?
Yep.
Is there any way I can access like her bank account through the data pad?
So when she says that, I'm actually going to turn gears completely. And so Ragesh's face just gets really cold. I pull out a syringe and I say, well, thanks for that answer. You're gone. And I'm going to stick her with the needle.
Whoa, is this like a deadly toxin?
No, it's not. It's saline solution.
Oh, okay. Because I don't know if Alro's cool with that.
Oh, but I mean, you wouldn't even know. This would even help too. You're like, no, Ragesh, what are you doing? So I just say, well,
It's true. I guess Alro wouldn't know, so she's gonna try to like stop him.
yeah. So
That's
I've
quite the
stuck her with
deception.
it, and I just said, well, thanks for making that easier than I thought it would be. Goodbye. So deception check.
Yes. Jeez.
That deserves a few boosts there, I think.
I was wondering how.
A
Does
boost
it
from
even require
Alro.
a check? Does she just believe like what's happening?
No, because she has some resilience, especially to lies. So 3 boosts, I'd say, especially because of Rogesh's deadpan. I'd say that also takes off a difficulty. It's still going to be 3 red and 1, actually 4 red, because I'll flip. But you will get knock off a difficulty die, and you will get 3 boosts for it.
All right, so I flipped, and alrighty.
All right, she starts squirming in Civic's hand. She's like, "No, wait, wait, maybe I can come at a discount now. Now, I'm not going to work under the knife." She doesn't say it with that much disdain because she still has fear, but with a bit of a callous touch, since she doesn't like being put under the thumb like that. It's like, I don't work for free, and I'm certainly still not going to work on the cheap, but perhaps we can come at a different arrangement. but I'm not gonna work with a gun at my head.
I don't think this is the one that I have an antidote for.
Hmm. I wonder if I should even make you roll for that. Maybe.
Sure. Same roll.
Yeah, same roll, but now I take off 1 boost, so just 2 boosts now.
Okay. And, gosh, I'll have to upgrade that to keep it the same for me.
Come on now. I just wanted to make a living. Who was I harming? Who was I harming? Apparently now she's from Brooklyn. Who was I? What was the point? Come on, man. I just wanted to have a nice place to live, nice tapestry, and I just want to have a nice view of the city. And she starts crying. Kind of hard to understand.
Would I happen to have a tissue or a hanky perhaps on me?
You have probably a loose piece of clothing, especially if they tore up all those bed sheets.
I'd like to go get her one of the bed sheets.
I'm actually going to look at the rest of you guys and think, do we really even trust her, though, after this? Or should I really just take her out of commission? I'm giving everyone that look, that mime crime look.
Aiden's gonna give him the look of, not as far as I can throw her.
We let her loose, she's loose. That's all that's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say this, guys, but I don't think she's trustworthy at all.
Well, I mean, so far it seems like her only real motivation's money.
Yeah, and if she gets loose, she's totally going to turn on us. Gosh, this is one of those things where I could never do this as me, but my character is totally going to take her out. Unless someone stops him, can someone come up with a good reason to keep her around?
Wait. So the what's his name? The aliens are there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's been listening to this entire thing, right?
Yes.
And he realizes that she's a fraud.
Well, you've knocked out 11 of them. There's only 1 left.
The one that's been listening, yeah.
Oh yeah, he looks like he's completely lost faith.
I guess Becca would. He wouldn't speak Shriruk, but he would grumble like, "We should let him decide."
Okay. I turn to the guy and say, "What do you say? We have no quarrel with you. Actually, if anything, we'd like to continue to help you."
He actually looks like a weird mix of confused and mad. And he's just looking at her. He's like, "You used us just so you could have some fancy fabrics. What was this for?" Okay, can't go that deep. And he's just like, "What? I wanted to fight for a Gimmel that didn't have to deal with a king or a queen, and she told me to go rob a fabric store."
And you believed her.
If anything, he's the villain here.
No, he lives in the lower city. Education is sort of a premium there.
So what is your judgment for her?
He spits on her, and he's just like, "I want this bitch off my planet."
Well, that was a lot more reasonable than I expected him to be.
Do you think that she would have any value to the broker or the rebellion?
Oh, I can't answer that out of character.
Oh no, I'm asking the rest of the group because I'm thinking instead of killing her, maybe we can deliver her.
Maybe more the broker, just because of his shadier nature. But
yeah, I mean, out of game, like she clearly she seems like she's very good at like obviously rousing people. Like she knows how to manipulate people. Like that seems like something to like pretty useful.
But the rebellion is about a cause. If she's not going to rally around anything except money, there's not really There's only really one. The forces in the universe that are plush are the ones that seem to be the most aligned against us.
Everyone can change.
So, I
I'll-
mean, Ragesh is tapping some vials, and he's looking at you guys. I mean, he's just going to end it with her. I mean, she's a loose end.
Aiden is just going to look at you and say, "Do what you're going to do. I don't care at this point." But don't let me be the final.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, guys, where, I mean, I know what my character would do, even if I'm uncomfortable with it, because I'd love to say, yeah, let's take her back, and maybe she can change her ways, but she's not giving me anything to go on, and this mission is too important for
She's doing
her.
herself no favors.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, actually, I'll do this one thing. I'll just say, give me one good reason to keep you alive. You are a loose end, and I'm ending it now. Or I'm letting the poison do its work.
What would she say? If you let me live, I'll leave. I'll never be a problem to any. I'll say the word. Tell me where to go. I'll go there. I'll stay there, and I'll do nothing else.
Deception check?
Yes.
Yeah, disappointing.
Whose difficulty is she willing?
I mean, SotB believes her, so.
It was the 2 red and a purple was what we had decided on for the group.
Yeah, let's upgrade that to increase the difficulty on it.
Yeah,
Just in case.
Should it have some setbacks on it just because of our experience with her?
Yes. Fair enough. I'll give her 3 setbacks.
Yeah, we can flip for that.
Oh wait, but This is an interesting proposition. I'm giving her 3 setbacks, but she does have plausible deniability.
She has
So
to
I'm
tell
giving
her.
her 3, but I'm rolling 1.
Okay.
All right. Oh, interesting.
I'm going to say this, that, yeah, we believe her, but the despair is that that's not good enough. She sealed her fate.
Fair enough. I will accept that. You believe that she was actually willing, but that's not far enough for you. So, yep. I'll buy that.
Okay, so, I'll make it even better, and I just say, because, in this one way, Ragesh will be a nice guy, and I just say to her, all right, I believe you. Here's the antidote, and that's when I give her the lethal poison.
So, okay, yeah, she sighs with relief and dies. And the day on that she was stringing along that's still conscious just walks over, kicks her in the head, and leaves.
Oh, take the tapestry with you. It's yours now.
He looks at it and just shakes his head. He's like, I don't want any part of any of these ill-gotten gains.
Just to let you know, none of your compatriots have been harmed. It was just Dioxys gas. They will be fine. However, before you go, let's talk.
He raises an eyebrow as he looks to his comrades and nods. Like, all right, what do you want?
So, tell me more about your fight here. We actually need to have a base. We don't necessarily have to kick you out.
Well, I appreciate the offer, but I just, it's so easy. I can see now I'm at least so easily strung along all of these politics. I wanted to fight for a free Ord Gimmel, and instead I ended up working with her. How can I be sure I'm just not working for another person motivated by self-interest?
That is fair enough. But tell you what, tell us more about your organization in Solana. And
Well,
let's talk, and then you can go in peace.
Well, I didn't get that high up in the Liberation Front before that woman started spouting stuff I thought made a lot of sense. I she seemed to be a quicker route to the future Solana was promising, so I went with her. All
And
I,
it. Oh, good.
all I can tell you is that Solana was working with. She was the Liberation Front's leader, but there are a lot of people who seem to advise her. People who didn't carry as much authority, but always
Anyone
seemed to
named
be.
Blackbird?
I didn't know any of their names.
Any human with black hair?
No, there were humans, but I don't think any had black hair. And plus, there were a lot more Celestins with her than humans.
Got it. Well, I hate to say this, but you have seen what we do to loose ends. You're not going to be a loose end, are you?
Oh, hell no.
No
Good answer.
mention of this place, no mention of us being here. You never saw us.
Who are you? And he just turns around and walks out. Where am I? Oh, stairs. I'll take these.
All right. What do we do about the unconscious guys? Like,
You can call Otto, and he can have someone drag them out.
okay, we'll give them the same spiel though. You never saw us. Don't talk about this place. Blah 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 blah.
Well, they never actually saw you to begin with, except maybe the guy you put in the sleeper hold.
Okay.
Yeah. If you give, oh, actually, did any of you record your conversation with her? Don't mitigate this much, but did any of you just happen to have something that would record it?
No,
Even
but
as
we
a
have the
child,
guy
he
who could
would have
vouch for us. I mean, he witnessed it. I'm sure he would tell his friends.
Yeah, I'm still, yeah. Okay, so this is going to really help you, but I'm still going to have a check here, since there isn't anything that can conclusively prove that Tasca was stringing them along. So, what check do you want to make? Leadership, charm, coercion?
How about this? Why don't we see if we can find information on our data pad that would corroborate what we've discovered?
Well, I mean, what the video camera's on?
You're right.
The video cameras were on, but they weren't recording audio.
Oh, okay.
What was
Can we
the
put the
check?
Destiny and say that they were?
No, because that retcons the story. I already told you they didn't give you any sound when you originally saw
okay,
the
right.
footage.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but I like the idea to data dive into her data pad to see if there was anything. You already rolled it past your security. This is just going to be an average 1 purple, 1 red, just to look through the immense amount of data she has on that pad to see if there's anything incriminating on it. This is more of just to search than to crack anything.
It's a perception check, maybe? Or oh, never mind. Woof.
Okay, yeah, you find a lot of personal logs that Tasca apparently wanted to write a diary. And she complains about Ord Gimmel a lot. She complains about her situation in the basement. Then she insults the Lower City Daons a lot.
We found her secret blog.
Yep, you found the dark Tumblr. You show it to them, and with the corroboration from the guy, we can easily say he stayed behind if he
Awesome.
wanted him to. Yeah, that's enough for them to just like shrug, go back to Lower City, and just drink their troubles away. Probably to forget about this anyway. All right, so now you have fully cleared out the basement, and Pashra is favorable to just releasing it out to you.
Awesome.
So I guess we can just go ahead and wrap this up with that. And since we're already a little bit over time, I'm just gonna. How would you want to sell this to Pashra? Because he is willing to give it to you and give you the same secret arrangement he gave Tasca, but with a hut, he has a mind for profit. So he's listing out several fees. It probably comes around to about 50,000 credits for the whole shebang.
Okay, we'll say that we'll have to negotiate with our employer, but our employer will be able to cover that. When I say employer, I mean the rebellion.
All right. Okay, so with all that arranged, Pashra takes you on your word, given your previous good relations with him, and now back in. Oh darn! Did I just? That's my own problem. Anyway, you get back to the basement, turn on the holo tank, and you cut back to. Let's just go ahead and reuse this one. Just Attaché Liama shows up. The broker doesn't. In fact, I'll just hide him. She nods as she sees the report already coming in, and she says, "All right, good work. it's good to see that Task is finally out of the picture, and you seem to have not only secured this basement facility for further use, but also put us in good relations with with the mover and shaker in the criminal underworld. I very much appreciate your progress, agents, and I look forward to see if we can complete this operation with just as much success as you have in this first phase.
One thing, though, I do bring up, there's already been a security leak.
Oh, She raises an eyebrow. This Blackbird in your report?
Yes.
She is, if she even is a she, a distressing element.
Well, who else knew that we were heading there? We've only had contact with you and the broker.
Because she knew before we even landed, really.
Alliance High Command has tried to keep this hush-hush, especially after the suspicions we have about the cell already on the planet. So if there's someone in the Alliance handing out this information, it's someone either it is someone incredibly high up. And since I don't want to doubt my own command structure, it is possible, however, that we're maybe looking at a rogue agent, a rogue element that was influenced by the corrupt agent. It wouldn't be outside the realm of plausibility that whoever was selling out the cell already on the planet predicted that our interest in events would motivate us to send in more agents.
Well, you've got that information, but we must insist that it stay with you.
Yes, given this recent development, I shall make sure that I am the sole agent out here coordinating your operation. Given the flexibility of the crisis, I doubt many others in High Command will be able to accurately predict the unfolding events. But for now, you must be aware of this rogue element. She might be another factor, maybe even worse than Tasca, who seeks to disrupt the crisis for their own gain.
Good to know.
All right. And with that, let's see, you also have Pashra's aid, and that can come up in a bit later. All right, so now that you have your base and the provocateur has been eliminated, you have completed Phase 1 of the Geharr incident. Congratulations.
Yay!
Soon, in less than just a couple of days, resources begin to flow into the basement under the allegiance you have built up with Pashra. The other agents come to join you in the cramped quarters, and now you're completely set to continue your operations and hopefully solve the Ord Gimmel crisis. So, man, I wish I had some triumphant music to play, but I didn't find any. Focused too much on the casino. So, moving on to XP, you have 5 base for building pretty good relations with Pashra. I'll give you +1 for 6. Yep, and you also made a contact in the data dancer, so I'll give you +1 for that for 7. For your interesting takedown of Tosca's little cell in the basement, I'll give you +1 again for 8. Anyone else come with any ideas?
How about the way we handled the hut?
I still think that's because that kind of all builds towards the relationship you now have with him.
Okay.
That's fair. Mm-hmm.
So I guess with no suggestions, I'll just go ahead and cap it at 8. But I'm gonna say, yeah, it's just gonna be the AXP for your rewards. There was a chance to get duty if you were able to convert Tasca, which I specifically made a hard task. But yeah, she was kind of an odd player to deal with. But you played her. You played her good. So 8 XP, no payout so yet, and no duty. So who would you like to elect for MVP?
Oh, generally we do MERP first since it's more specific.
All right. For Merp then.
I'd say Ragesh.
Yeah.
He handled the interrogation, if you will, very nicely.
All right.
Cool, thank you.
And if there are no objections, I don't think we need to vote. We can go ahead and hand that off to you, Tommy. So
Thanks.
moving on, we have MVP. Who would you like to give that to?
I would say that just being able to lock everything down and get the surveillance and whatnot, Alro, is my nomination.
I would go with Rogesh again, just because like he kind of led the whole mission really, and
Yeah.
did a good job.
Yeah, and you were kind of invaluable with the stealth portion as well.
Yeah.
For Ragesh.
Well, cool, thanks.
So I guess that's 3 Ragesh votes.
Yeah, I
Ending
was
arc.
looking. Yeah, let's go ahead and vote for that. 'Cause it seems like kind of an even split there. Okay, nope, that's 4 for Rogesh, giving him a majority. So Rogesh is most interesting role player and our most valuable player.
Thanks, guys.
All right, and so we got that. I think that is everything. So thank you all for playing and or watching part 1 of the Geharr incident, playing the player. I hope to see you again in parts, 2 through 6.
Yeah, thanks for jamming this. This is really exciting. We've never had anything like this. So, like I said in the hangout, that we have the marathon, and now we've got something very similar, but in a very different way. Just 6 days of SotB. So I'm really psyched.
If the marathon was a sprint, this is like a
Look at actual
Marathon.
Yeah.
All right, so with that glowing recommendation, I'll stop the recording. Thank you and good night.
See ya.